Agents, hi, it's Brandon Green, and today is Friday, December 7th, and I thought I would do something a little bit different today. Normally, I send out the top 5 things you need to know and then record here the top 3, and I thought I would deviate from that just a little bit and try a new format. I've had a number of conversations with agents this week as we project forward to 2013 and look at what they've done in 2012, and I'm hearing a lot of people say, gosh, Brandon, I know what I need to do. I know how to do it. And yet, for some reason, I am still just not doing it. What's going on? And I'm curious if that experience might resonate a little bit with you. I thought it might be helpful just to explain briefly here what is happening in that moment when you know exactly what you need to do, you know how to do it, but for some reason you're just simply not doing it. A lot of it has to do with biology, actually. There's an area of your brain called the amygdala. It's a funny little name, and it has a very interesting little function. The amygdala regulates fear and is the area of the brain that sends a signal to fight or flight. Now, it was very useful at the times of our ancestors when we were in caves and we were worried about getting eaten by bears and so forth, but now it doesn't have as much use, and yet it's still very active. And so what ends up happening is when you are fearful or you're feeling anxiety, the amygdala actually sends a signal to the prefrontal cortex of the brain, the area where you have your reasoning, where you make your decisions, where you actually move forward with action. It sends a signal there to shut down, to not respond. And that is exactly what is happening when you know that there's something you need to do, but you're just simply frozen and you can't do it. Fear or anxiety, whether it's a little bit or a lot, has a major impact on your ability to execute. So if you find yourself in a position where you're just not executing what you know you need to do, even though you know how to do it, it's probably because on some level there's a fair amount of fear that's activating the amygdala that is literally shutting you down. So how do you deal with that? Really, my advice is in that moment in time, pushing through and trying to actually do it is not very effective. Instead, you need to do something else that does not give you any anxiety or any fear at all, and it probably has something to do with something other than business, petting your cat or spending time with your kids or reading a good book. Once you have felt that anxiety and that tension has eased and is no longer there, that's when you go back to action and you try from that more relaxed space to make something happen. I hope that's helpful to you. I wish you a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.